Greetings! Mantare79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty, let's get started. Pressing the A button now.
Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days.
Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, off to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon, D-BT11. Okie dokie, let's get started. Selecting the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu. And like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon deck, made of cards only available up until D-BT11. And okay, let's get started. First we go to filter settings and to pack. Show only cards from D-BT1, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT2, Brush of Legends, D-BT3, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT4, Awakening of Chakrabarti, D-BT5, Shrine Return of Brave Heroes, Festival Collection 2021, Festival Collection 2022, Promo Pack number 1, D-BT6, Blazing Dragon Reborn, D-BT7, Raging Flame Against Emerald Storm, D-BT8, Minerva Rising, D-BT9, Dragon Tree Invasion, D-BT10, Dragon Masquerade, Festival Booster 2023, and D-BT11, Rising of Heroes. Pack selected, apply filters, filters applied, let's get started. First up, the Ride deck. And first up, the Ride deck. For the cards in this Ride deck we are playing, Ride deck, Grade 3, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose a card Blaster in its card name from Soul and call it to rearguard. Second skill, actions, the Vanguard, once per turn, cost, counter blast 1 and retire 3 rearguards. If the cost and paid, choose up to 2 of your opponent's rearguards, retire them, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical until end of turn. Alright, the Grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, we have 1 the Ride deck. Next up, Ride deck, Grade 2, Blaster Dark. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, cost, counter blast 1 and retire 1 of your other rearguards. If the cost and paid, choose 1 of your opponent's rearguards, retire it. This unit gets a drive plus 1 till end of turn. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If your rearguard is retired this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. And okay, the Grade 2 Blaster Dark, we have 1 the Ride deck. Next up, Ride deck, Grade 1, Blaster Javelin. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Blaster Dark, reveal the top card of deck. Call to rearguard Circle's rest if it is a unit card, discard if it isn't. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If you have a Vanguard Blaster in its card name, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. And affirmative, the Great 1 Blaster Javelin, we have 1 the Ride deck. And next, Ride deck, Grade 0, Full Bow, starting unit. Skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. And confirm, the Grade 0 Full Bow, we have 1 the Ride deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Ride deck. Next, let's get on to the Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck we are playing, the Grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon. Since we already explained this card's skills and effects during the Ride deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. The Grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, we have 3 in the main deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck we are playing, the Grade 2 Blaster Dark. Since we already explained this card's skills and effects during the Ride deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the Grade 2 Blaster Dark, we have 3 in the main deck. Next up, the Grade 2 Skull Witch Nemen. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Second skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard's clan is only Shadow Paladin, cost, counter blast 1 and put a card from hand into Soul. If the cost and paid, draw 2 cards. Okie dokie, the Grade 2 Skull Witch Nemen, we have 3 in the deck. Next, the Grade 2 Atrocious Moth Girl Maple. Skills, first skill, auto from Drop Zone. When your Grade 3 or greater Vanguard is placed during the Ride phase, if you do not have a unit with Maple in its card name, you may call this card to Rearguard Circle. If there are 2 copies of this card in drop, you may only call 1. Second skill, Glitter, Glitter Thegria. Active if your Vanguard is a Glitter with Thegria in card name. Auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. Cost, Soul Blast 1 or more cards. If the cost and paid, choose a card from your soul with the same grade as the sum of the grades of the cards Soul Blasted for this cost and put into hand. And put this unit into soul. Affirmative, the grade 2, Atrocious, Moth Girl Maple. We have 1 the deck. Next, the grade 2, Magic of Alteration, Turnar. Skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of battle, this unit attacked. While boosted, if your damage zone has 3 more face down cards. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, countercharge 1. And confirm, the grade 2, Magic of Alteration, Turnar. We have 3 in the deck. And up next, the grade 2, Knight of Inheritance, Emmeline. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on rear guard circle from hand. Cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card with Blaster and its card name from among them. Call to rear guard circle, or reveal it, put into hand, and shuffle deck. If you put a card to hand, choose a card from hand discarded. Second skill, Auto as a rear guard. When your unit with Blaster and its card name attacks, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. Alright, grade 2, Knight of Inheritance, Emmeline. We have 4 in the deck. And next, the grade 2, Knight of Severity, Cleotnia. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rear guard. When this unit will be retired for the cost of the ability of your Vanguard with Blaster and its card name, it may be regarded as retiring 2 units. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is retired by the ability of your Vanguard with Blaster and its card name, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose a Blaster Dart from your rear guard and it gets Auto, rear guard, once per turn. When this unit attacks, cost, discard a card from hand. If the cost and paid, this unit performs drive checks until end of battle. At the end of battle, retire this unit until end of turn. Okie dokie, the grade 2, Knight of Severity, Cleotnia. We have 3 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 1 lineup. And now for the grade 1 lineup. For the grade 1s in this deck we are playing, the grade 1, Blaster Javelin. Since we'd explained this card's skills and effects during the right deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the grade 1, Blaster Javelin, we have 2 in the main deck. Next, the grade 1, Aegis Mare Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from hand discarded. Alright, the grade 1, Aegis Mare Dragon. We have 3 in the deck. Next up, the grade 1, Blitz Order, Elementaria Sanctitude. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Continuous. You may only have 1 Elementaria Sanctitude deck. Third skill, Order. If your opponent's Vanguard has triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Place the cost of, discard a card from hand if your Vanguard is grade 3 or less. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. Remove this card. Okay, the grade 1, Elementaria Sanctitude. We have 1 in the deck. And next, the grade 1, Witch of Pandering, Bruner. Skill, Continuous as a rear guard. If you have a Vanguard of Blaster in its card name, when this unit be retired by your card's cost, it may be regarded as retiring 2 rear guards. And affirmative, the grade 1, Witch of Pandering, Bruner. We have 3 in the deck. And finally, the grade 1, Pink Moth Girl Maple. Skills, first skill, Auto from Drop Zone. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard is placed during the right phase, if your Persona rolled this turn, and if you do not have a Pink Moth Girl Maple on rear guard circle, you may call this card to the rear guard. If you called it, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. Second skill, Glitter, Glitter Tigria. Active if your Vanguard is a Glitter with Tigria in the card name. Auto from the back row rear guard circle. When your unit in the same column as this unit stands, you may stand this unit. If you do, at the end of the turn, retire this unit. And confirm, the grade 1, Pink Moth Girl Maple. We have 1 in the deck. With that, we covered the deck's grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 0 lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing, the grade 0, Spiritual Queen of Aquatics, Edith Faro, Overtrigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. Choose a card from drop, put into hand. Choose one of your units, and it gets +1 critical until end of turn. And already, the grade 0, Spiritual King of Aquatics, Edith Faro, Overtrigger. We have 1 in the deck. Up next, the grade 0, Volition Rigger Dragon, critical trigger. We have 3 in the deck. Up next, the grade 0, Blade Feather Dragon, critical trigger. Skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of battle, this unit boosted. Cost. Put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. And okie dokie, Grade 0, Blade Fitter Dragon, critical trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0. Protection Magic Parabi, draw trigger, skill continuous as a guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. Affirmative, Grade 0, Protection Magic Parabi, draw trigger, we have 4 in the deck. And next, the Grade 0, Affectionate Heart Angel, heal trigger, skill, auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, if your Vanguard's grade is less than your opponent's Vanguard grade, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield until end of battle. Confirm, Grade 0, Affectionate Heart Angel, heal trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And finally, the Grade 0, Knight of Clarion Strings, Ricula, heal trigger, we have 2 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. With that, the deck's been built, card office explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing: 4. Grade 3, Phantom Blaster Dragon. 4. Grade 2, Blaster Dart. 3. Grade 2, Skull Witch Nemen. 1. Grade 2, Atrocious, Moth Girl Maple. 3. Grade 2, Magic of Alteration Turnar. 4. Grade 2, Knight of Inheritance Emmeline. 3. Grade 2, Knight of Severity Cleotna. 3. Grade 1, Aegismere Dragon. 1. Grade 1, Elementara Sanctitude. 3. Grade 1, Witch of Pandering Bruner. 3. Grade 1, Blaster Javelin. 1. Grade 1, Pink Moth Girl Maple. And 1. Grade 0, Full Bow, starting unit. And for the triggers in this deck we are playing: 1. It is Pharaoh, Overtrigger. 7. Critical triggers. 4. Draw triggers. And 4. Heal triggers. With that deck built, card office explained, next let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are in the main menu, going to test out the deck, so we'll go into the fight menu, selecting CPU fight, choosing the deck I just showcased to you, the Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon, D-BT11 deck, selecting the deck, and choosing my opponent. For the opponent, I'm going to test the deck out on, I'm going up against Keter Sanctuaries, Aichi Sendo, hard difficulty, and click. The battle begins, let's get started. Here we are in the fight. We're gonna decide who goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Paper to scissors, I lose, going second. Drawing our starting hands, I got myself a Persona Ride and 2 Emmelines, a critical trigger, and a Nemen. Not a bad draw. Holding on to all normal units, redrawing trigger, redraw, another Nemen, not too shabby. Here we go, opponent goes first, he rides. The Great One, Little Sage Marin, ride that costs a draw trigger. And if their turn, my turn, draw. I ride from the ride deck, Blaster Javelin. Ride that cost I am discarding. I have 2 copies of each of these 2, a Perfect Guard and a Persona Ride, so I should just ditch 1 copy since I can afford to ditch one of them. I discard the extra copy of Nemen and ride Blaster Javelin. Skill Full Bow, draw card. Draw. Turn now. A counter charger, not too bad. To battle phase we go. Vanguard to Vanguard, 8k. The attack goes through. Drive check. Over trigger. Not bad. All effects to Vanguard, critical up, and I return a card from drop back to hand. I return Nemen to my hand. 2 criticals, damage, pierce. Check first. No trigger, Bedivere. 1 less trigger to worry about. Second check. No trigger, K, yes! Combo, out of the way. End of my turn, my opponent's turn. My opponent rides the Great 2, Blaster Blade. Skill of Marin, searching his deck for a Blaster. He adds Blaster Dark to hand. He calls the back row Mugain. Mugain skill. Superior call. Painkiller and a draw trigger. Not too shabby. He calls it a painkiller and a Bedivere. Huh. Alright, let's see. How should I go about this? 8k from this side, 10k from this side, 18k from this side. Not counting triggers. I have no triggers to guard with. I can only afford to ditch either Maple or Nemen for the guarding. Huh. Alright then, I think I'm gonna let the first attack go through. We'll see how it goes. No guard.
No guard.
Ow! Damage check. No trigger. Next, here comes Vanguard to Vanguard, 18k. No guard, I take it.
No guard.
He drive checks. No trigger, perfect guard. Uh-oh, that's not good. 1 damage, here it comes. Ow! Damage check. No trigger again. Here comes Bedivere for 10k. To guard or not to guard? Huh, that is the question. I need at least 2 counter blasts, 1 for Blaster Dark and 1 for Nemen, so I have more than enough. I still have 4 heal triggers in deck, so I can afford to try to heal damage. Opponent's 3 cards in hand, haven't really any heal triggers yet. You know what, I'm just gonna take it. No guard.
No guard.
Ow! Damage check. Persona Ride, not good. And if opponent's turn, my turn. Draw. Cleonia, not a bad draw. I ride from the right deck, Blaster Dark. Right deck cost, I discard. Nemen for the cost. Discard. Ride, Blaster Dark. Skill of Javelin. Look at the top card of my deck. Come on. Phantom Blaster Dragon. Not another Persona Ride. Fine, I'm dishing it. Using Blaster Dark skill, Counter Blast 1, Counter Blast, and retiring Phantom Blaster Dragon. Retire. And retire Painkiller in the back row. Get Twin Drive. Next, I'm gonna call Nemen to the rear guard. Call. Skill of Nemen. I Counter Blast 1, Counter Blast, and drop Maple for the cost. No wait, I put Maple into Soul for the cost. Into Soul, and draw 2 cards. 2 Bruners, not too shabby. Then I call to the rear guard, Emmeline. Call. Emmeline's skill, Soul Blast 1, Soul Blasting Maple. And searching the top cards of my deck for a Blaster. I add Blaster Dark to rear guard. Call. Call. Blaster Dark skill. Counter Blast 1. Retiring Nemen for the cost. And retiring Painkiller. 2 Painkillers out of deck. Out of the game, less chance of drawing cards. Blaster Dark to the front. Then I'm going to call Brunner to the rear guard. To the right side. Call. That ought to do it. To the battle phase we go. First up, Vanguard to Vanguard, 10k, Twin Drive. Emmeline skill, plus 5,000 power. The attack goes through. Twin Drive, first check. No trigger, Emmeline, second check. Critical trigger, nice. Critical to Vanguard. Power 2, Emmeline. Critical up. Power up. Slash, 2 damage, first. No trigger, Blaster Dark, 1 less card to worry about. Second check. No trigger, yes, 2 Blaster Darks out of the deck, less to worry about. Then, boosted by Brunner, Blaster Dark to Vanguard, 20k. And Emmeline skill, plus 5,000 power. The attack goes through. Slash. Damage check. Heal trigger. He heals 1 point of damage. Healing. Then, going all in, 30k. The attack goes through. Fierce. Damage check. No trigger, Bedivere. End of my turn, my opponent's turn. Here comes Majesty Lord Blaster. He calls Blaster Dark. Dark skill. He counterblasts and retires his draw trigger, retiring one of my rear guards. He retires Emmeline, adding power. Battle phase, 15k. No guard, take it.
ノーガー
Ow!
ドダメージ
Damage check. No trigger, Blaster Javelin. Here comes Phantom Blast and Majesty Lord Blaster, 21k. Skill. He moves Blaster Dark into Soul, adding power and critical and drive. Perfect guard, Aegismere Dragon. For the perfect guard cost, I am discarding Emmeline, discard. Perfect guard.
ガードだ
First check. No trigger, Persona Ride, not good. Second check. Blaster Blade, not good. Materials for next turn. Third check. New game, no triggers, safe. Ka-chink. 10k to 10k. Now, what should I do? Should I block it or not block it? I still have 4 heal triggers in deck, chance of healing pretty high, so... And I should probably conserve my hand, so no guard, taking it.
ノーガー
Ow!
ドダメージ
Damage check. No trigger, Elementary Sign Suit. Oh no, a perfect guard of the deck. And if their turn, my turn. Draw. Critical trigger. I made the wrong choice. I write from the right deck, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Right deck cost, I'm discarding. Turn R for the cost. Discard. Ride. Phantom Blaster. Skill.
スキル発
From the Soul, I Superior Call. Blaster Javelin. Call.
スペリオルコール
Then I'm first gonna call Emmeline to rear guard. Call.
コール
Emmeline skill. Soul Blast 1. I Soul Blast full bow.
スキル発動
Look at the top cards in my deck for a blaster. And no blasters. Shuffling. Then I'm gonna call... Should I call a trigger for the cost? My opponent still has 1 perfect guard in hand, guaranteed a Persona right next turn, so... Should I conserve my hand for defending or not? Go all in or to defend? This is really tough. You know what? I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm gonna call a Bruner to rear guard. Call. Skill Phantom Blaster Dragon. Counterblast 1. And retiring 2 Bruners. No, wait, hold on. Retiring 1 Bruner and 1 Blaster Javelin.
スキル発動
There we go. And retiring his Bedivere and new game.
パワー
Power and
プラス
critical to Vanguard. Power to Blaster Dark.
クリティカルプラス
Here we go. Going to battle phase. Vanguard,
ヴァン
23k.
ガードにアタック
Emmeline skill plus 5,000 power.
パワープラス
He guards with a perfect guard. Perfect guard cost is discarding. New game. Twin drive. First check.
ドライブトリガー
Draw trigger. Just when I need it. I draw a card, giving power to
パワ
Blaster
ープ
Dark.
ラス
Second
チ
check.
ェックザドライブトリガー
Draw trigger. Double draw trigger. Nice. Draw a card, giving power to
パワ
Emmeline.
ープラス
The attack fails. Now, Blaster Dark to Vanguard. 25k.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Emmeline skill plus 5,000 power.
パワープラス
He guards with a perfect guard. Perfect guard cost he's discarding. Blaster Blade. That means he only has a Persona right left in hand. I can go all in. Let's do this. 35k to Vanguard.
ヴァンガードにアタック
The attack goes through. Pierce. Damage check. Critical trigger. Nice. Cannot heal. 6 damage. Trigger effect wasted.
勝負は
And winner, me. Game over. That was a pretty good fight. I got to try at least the new trigger in this deck pretty well, and I got to get to see that this deck was pretty balanced. I managed to draw the cards I needed to make it work and pretty much get a decent win, so I got Wind, double trigger, attack from 100,000 power, perfect guarded, 1 in 6 turns, drew an over trigger, did a superior call, retired 5 opposing units, and drew 3 more times in 1 turn. I got 3100 VP, total 536,000, 625 VP. Pressing A to go next, leaving the fight and returning to the fight menu. Here we are in the fight menu, leaving fight menu, going back to main menu, and on to edit deck menu. With that deck's been built, Cardfight is explained, and I just finished testing deck out in front of you, so first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and do please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I'll also be all sure support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that I say, goodbye, and see you all soon!